Howard Hartenbaum. Do you feel you're at the dentist?
I don't mind the dentist. I actually don't get the numbing shots when I go to the dentist. I just hold the chair tight for a few minutes.
Well, here's the card question. Howard, on the panel on money and mobile at our Crunch Up last week, you talked about, I'm not sure if the disappearance of advertising as a business model, but certainly mobile revolutionizing the business model, the traditional internet-centric business model of advertising. What did you mean by that?
So I drew a line between the traditional model on your laptop or desktop, where there's a lot of display advertising trying to segment you and give you some type of either brand or advertising or offer to try and get you to click on it. And I just think that's not relevant in mobile. The comment I made was it seems like the companies that have an interesting advertising model in mobile are those where the consumer is seeking out the advertisement by doing an action, whether it's checking in someplace or it's identifying what they're about to do or who they're connected with at a certain moment or location. They're giving information and expecting something in return, which I think is completely different from you're visiting some website on a desktop and you're seeing an advertisement that's hitting you based on your IP address or whatever it may be.
So in mobile, serendipity goes away in advertising, does it?
Yes, but I think the bigger issue is, as was described by Chi-Hua Chen from Kleiner, who was sitting next to me on the panel, that there's so many constraints around the phone that I have in my pocket, the mobile device, and there's just no space to do traditional display advertising.
Is that a threat for Google?
I don't think so, because I think a lot of so Google's model is what I just described. People are giving Google information in order to get a response. You're searching for something. You're standing in Palo Alto and you're decided that you want to find a pizza shop, and so I mean a large number of Google searches are mobile now. I don't know what the percentage is, but I know that Google's mobile search is pretty damn good. I was traveling in the Midwest recently, a place I had never been before, and I started typing in a Google search on my phone, and it was filling out as I was typing what I needed, and they were local searches for me based on the physical location I was standing in. So Google knew where I was, and they were adding value to that exchange to me, and it was a very helpful service. So I don't think it's a threat to Google.
Isn't the app economy, though, or the app infrastructure a threat in the sense that search doesn't exist within the app world?
Well, I think if you already, I would describe the app world as, in many cases, there's an app on your phone that takes the place of a website that you would normally visit. So if you were normally visiting Yahoo Finance, you now have an app for Yahoo Finance, or for CNN, you now have an app for CNN. But as it goes to a website you haven't been before, then you're looking for a fancy Italian restaurant in St. Louis, Missouri. You don't have an app for that. You're going to Google or you're going to a search engine to look for that place. And so, unless somebody does come up with an app that focuses on that, I think Google will still hold on to a lot of mobile search.
So, where are you most bullish on the mobile market? Is it in commerce? In terms of business models, in terms of how to make money?
So I am, well, there's kind of two areas. One is people use the mobile device as sort of a way to pass time. And so a lot of gaming that's done on the mobile device, I think there's a lot of business to be done. There's a lot of money to be generated by companies. I mean, look at Angry Birds, Rovio as a company, where it's a product designed for mobile. People are doing it, kids are doing it while they're in the back seat of the car when their parents are on vacation. And people are waiting at the airport, and you look around and people were flinging Angry Birds. There's money to be made there. And on the other side is when people are looking to do something, and that is the device that they have from it, I think you're asking for something, you're getting something in response, you're searching, you can get an offer, you can decide to buy something, you can use the mobile to gather more information to help you make a purchase decision, whether it's you're in a store, you're looking at a product, and then you go to Amazon and you look and see if Amazon has it cheaper and they'll deliver it right to you. I mean, there's all these wonderful commerce enablers and enhancers that come up with the phone.
And what about for content guys like myself, people who work in the news business, in the video business, in the music business? Where are the commercial opportunities in mobile?
So I think the biggest commercial opportunity in mobile is to provide a way for people to consume content where they otherwise didn't have access to that content. And as an example, I travel on planes quite a bit. More and more planes have Wi-Fi on them, and I use that opportunity to watch video when I'm traveling, whether it's news or I'm pulling something from Netflix or I'm downloading some type of video content, whether it's your show or something else. I now have the ability to consume content during what used to be downtime, where I would have read a magazine or took a nap. I now have some way of consuming content at that time. And less do I take a block of my time and sit in front of a TV, if ever, anymore. So it's more a matter of the device is convenient to me, and now is the time when I want to consume. And otherwise, that time would be wasted, and the mobile makes that possible. I think it makes more consumption.
And so you think that the mobile consumer is more likely to spend money on content than the traditional desktop internet consumer?
Absolutely, and the trends would show it, where people expect stuff for free on the web. When I was sitting on the plane next to a guy a couple days ago, and I looked at his iPad over his shoulder, and he had all these purchased news apps on his device, and he was flipping through them, and I chatted with him a little bit, and he said, yeah, this is great, I pay for this stuff. I used to pay for magazines and newspapers, and now I just put it all in one place.
Final question in terms of the evolution of this I don't know, economy, ecosystem, whatever you want to call it, this mobile world. How critical is bandwidth? How critical are the technological issues associated with devices being able to realize their full potential?
So as an AT&T customer who is often frustrated by slow load times and similar issues that are bandwidth constraints, I think that problem will be solved, and it's going to be a nice technology solution, probably something like a mesh networking solution, which has been promised for a long time, that allows all the devices to talk together, and much of those, peer-to-peer, taking information from one device, sharing it with others, bringing the information that's closest, and maybe even bypassing a lot of the traditional infrastructure for doing that.
Howard Hartenbaum, I want to thank you for appearing on the show. I want to thank August Capital for sponsoring the event and the party tonight. You see, it wasn't so bad. Better than the dentist, right?
Thank you for inviting me.